You'll work it out.
There we go. Students. That's what I got. Have you got a student? I just panicked there a minute because the student coordinator was looking very confused.
I think I just forgot what date it was.
They might be watching online because I've just got online back up and running.
So next week, after church, we're having a student and 20s lunch at Tom and Sarah's. Thank you. And so, yeah, if you're a student or 20s or maybe count as that, let us know. We'd like to know who might be coming to that one. There's not loads of space in this one. And if in the future you'd like to host a student lunch or want to be involved in the student work in any other way, please let us know. We'd love other people in the church to join us. And to host a student lunch, you don't
come to the student lunch, go to the calendar page on our website and you'll see next Sunday the welcome lunch and you can sign up there.
I have the power.
You do have the power now.
Here we go.
I can't remember what's next. There we go.
Gather and go.
One of the ways that we say that we join in with what God's doing is that we gather and go. We gather in God's presence. We're transformed by the Holy Spirit. And we go to love and serve. And so we love to tell the stories of what God is doing. And we make space on a Sunday morning like this to do so. So does anyone have a story? Amy, wonderful.
Yep.
Come on up.
Hello. So a few days ago,
That was me.
I decided to do what Chris was recommending to do. There was a friend of mine who I kept on thinking of in connection to Alpha. So I sent her a message and said, oh, this thing is happening. Do you want to come? And she said that she's too busy. So this was me deciding to try it, and I'm glad I tried. And maybe another day she'll decide that she wants to do it. But I'm glad that I asked her, because it means that she knew that she was welcome there.
Wonderful. Love that, Amy. That's exactly what we want. Thank you. Anyone else got a gather and go story?
Becca has, but Becca's gone a bit shy. I can tell you it from behalf of Becca. Not everything goes to plan, and Becca was inspired at Christmas to invite her school friends to come to the Nativity. She took the invites and she took them and gave them out around her class, and there were so many people wanted them that her teacher had to photocopy them again. Becca, did they come? No. Was that all right? Yeah. Because the fact was that Becca asked them, and that she was brave enough to put out an invitation to that. And we are so, so grateful that she did that. I just wanted to tell you how brave she'd been and how wonderful it was. And who knows they talk about planting a seed and then it grows into a plant. And it grows into a big tree. Who knows what comes from what you did there? So we're really, really impressed. Thank you, Becca. It was wonderful.
Well, I think Becca deserves this round of applause for great inviting.
Yeah.
Well done. Superb.
Well done. So that's
Again,
Becca's.
love that.
Cool. Anybody else? Sarah, do you want to come? Tell us a bit about Mum to Mum, quickly. I just put her on the spot. I did say before the end of time, just what you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm part of a project called Mum to Mum, which is basically matching up some volunteer mums or grandmas with mums who are vulnerable, who are in the age bracket of roughly 16 to 30, who are feeling a bit isolated and just finding life a bit tough. And actually, most people are finding life hard right now, but especially if you are at home with children, maybe parenting in particularly difficult circumstances. So I'm part of this project called Mum to Mum, and we match up some mums with some needier mums, and it has been an absolutely amazing thing to see the impact that is being had on the few mums that we're working with. We've got 7 trained volunteers, 3 of which, nearly 4, are linked up, and it's just so encouraging and inspiring to hear just the significance that it's making, just to have a conversation or just to feel like a mum is being met with every week. It just could be simple as going around to their house and helping with the washing up. But I've had several conversations over the phone or in person with mums who have been almost in tears, saying what a difference it's made to their life just to have someone coming. So just thank you for all your prayers for Mum to Mum Project, and for those that are interested in maybe getting involved, please come and chat to me. That would be really brilliant. Anything else you want me to say?
Brilliant. Just because I was very cheeky, because one thing I wanted to say was this term we have volunteers all over the place from church working in the community. Sarah and Charlotte's project, Mum to Mum, are a part of that. Grow Kids is part of that as well. I know I go on about Grow Kids. But we now have Grow Kids working regularly, weekly. A volunteer from Christchurch is regularly at Arbury Fairbite shop, and she's up there making contact face-to-face with the Grow Kids mums. And on this term as well, though we haven't quite got a date, but we're going to do it, so I'm saying it in faith, that we're starting a drop-in at Arbury, Acomb Street Community Centre, which will be a mix of Mum to Mum and the Grow Kids mums and anybody else who may want some company and support. And it's focused mostly on the mums or the parents or the grannies, whoever come along. Well, I get toddler groups and it's all about the toddler, but actually we know that mums need an adult to speak to, because sometimes I remember climbing the wall just wanting to speak to somebody like me, and being with children all day. So that's what it's going to be. So can you pray about that? And can you also pray for a name for it? Because as yet, I don't have one. So there you go.
Wonderful. The other way we want to bless our community is through donations to Cambridge Food Bank. So as we're trying to get back, and I include myself in this, into our regular rhythms of gathering, every time there's a second Sunday in the month, and I think every month has a second Sunday in the month, so once a month, we'll be putting this table out second Sunday, and encourage you, when you're doing your weekly shop that week, just add a few more extra bits in for Cambridge Food Bank, and we can bring that down. We'll gather it and take it down there. I will try and get more organised and get you the list out the week before of the type of food that they require, so that it makes it easier for you to add that in. But we're going to bless the wonderful work that Cambridge Food Bank do through that. It was something we did before lockdown, and so let's see if we can get back into the habit of that. And I think that's all the ways we've got for you to join in with what's going on in the life of the church, which means it's time for Vineyard Kids to go out to your groups.
I'm going to start a new thing. So I wonder if anyone would like to just pray just where you are for our Vineyard Kids before they go out, and that would be wonderful. So if anyone would like to stand up and just pray for their time together, that would be wonderful. There you go, you're on the spot. Wait, see?
Bless the Lord.
Amen. Brilliant.
So for the rest of us, we're going to take a short 2-minute break. Grab yourself something to drink, eat, then take your seats again, and we'll start again in 2 minutes. just mute them. Why don't you take your seats again, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll make a start again. So, it may come as no great surprise to you that this morning, as it's our first gathering of the new year, I want to talk to you about the new year. And so I wonder how you are approaching 2022. So what's the first thing that comes into your mind when you think about this new year? Shout out the first thing that comes into your mind. Opportunity. Wonderful. Don't overthink it. What's the first thing that comes in your head when you think about 2022? Is it really 2022 already? Yeah. You don't get that? What else? Taylor Swift. Ooh. I'm scared to dig too deeper into that one. Are things finally going to get back to normal? Yeah, good question. I suspect I might not be too different to a lot of you, that I enter 2022 with some of those mixed feelings. I would definitely agree with David's opportunity, but also agree with Chris's, are things going to get better? So how do we process all those things as followers of Jesus, for those of you who are? For me, I had a lovely time at Christmas. As Jude said, we had all three of our kids back, which was wonderful. It doesn't happen too often these days. But also towards the end had a bit of time on our own, a bit of space, a bit of quiet, as we experienced together earlier. And so I had a chance, because didn't really get too much before Christmas, just to spend time with God, thinking about what Christmas was really about. Was really struck about that word Emmanuel, God with us, and what that means to me. And I've felt a privilege to take that time out to think about that. Yeah, but I also found myself looking at 2022 with a little bit of deja vu. If I think back to the start of 2021, I had hoped to enter 2021 with things starting to get back to normal in November 20. It looked like lockdown might be coming to an end. We could start to meet back here at Parkside. And of course, things got worse and we couldn't. And it feels a little bit like that here.